My sister banned me from her wedding, so I went on vacation. Then her big day turned into a disaster, and my family blamed me. Hey Reddit. Before we start, I just want to say that this is our new channel. And we are really working hard to bring you the best stories. So make sure to subscribe and support us to reach 1,000 subscribers very soon. Let's start the story. Growing up, my sister Lisa and I had a complicated relationship. She was always the golden child, the one who could do no wrong in my parents' eyes. I, on the other hand, was the quiet, independent one, never really fitting into the mold they had envisioned. While Lisa thrived on attention and validation, I was content with my own company. Despite this, I always supported her, whether it was celebrating her achievements or comforting her when things didn't go her way. But when she got engaged to her longtime boyfriend, Matt, I started noticing something strange. I wasn't included in any of the wedding plans. At first, I thought it was just an oversight. Maybe she was busy, caught up in the excitement. But as time passed, I realized I was deliberately being left out. I wasn't invited to dress shopping, bridal showers, or even the family planning meetings my mom and dad attended. Every time I asked Lisa about it, she gave vague answers, brushing me off with excuses like, "Oh, it was last minute," or "I didn't think you'd be interested." The final straw came when I saw the wedding invitations. My name wasn't even on the guest list. I confronted Lisa, hurt and confused, asking why I was being excluded from such an important day in her life. Her response was a mix of discomfort and entitlement. She claimed the wedding was small and intimate and that she only wanted people there who had been involved in her journey. When I pointed out that literal acquaintances made the cut while I, her own sibling, didn't, she shrugged and said, "I just don't think you'd vibe with the event. It's nothing personal." But it was personal. Our parents tried to justify her decision, saying it was her special day and that she was allowed to make choices for her happiness. No one cared about how I felt, how hurt I was by being erased from her wedding like I didn't exist. So, I made a choice of my own. If I wasn't welcome at the wedding, I wouldn't be available for the inevitable family drama that would follow. I booked a week-long vacation to a tropical destination, made sure my phone was off, and left the chaos behind. The day of Lisa's wedding, I was lounging on a pristine beach, sipping a cocktail, and feeling a strange sense of peace. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't bending over backward for a family that saw me as an afterthought. The guilt I thought I'd feel never came. Instead, I reveled in the solitude, the absence of forced smiles and conversations that always left me drained. Then, on the second day of my vacation, my phone, previously off, started blowing up with missed calls and frantic messages from my family. My mom, my dad, even some extended relatives who never reached out to me were all desperately trying to contact me. I ignored them at first, assuming it was just some wedding-related nonsense. But as the hours passed, the messages got more desperate. Something had clearly gone wrong. When I finally checked one of my mom's voicemails, her voice was a mixture of anger and panic. She kept saying things like, "Lisa needs you, and I can't believe you'd abandon your family like this." My curiosity got the better of me, and I finally answered one of my dad's calls. What he told me made my jaw drop. Lisa's wedding had completely fallen apart. Matt had gotten cold feet at the last minute, not just cold feet, but a full-blown meltdown. Right before the ceremony, he confessed that he wasn't ready for marriage and, in front of everyone, walked out. Lisa was devastated. The guests were in shock. The perfect wedding she had spent so much time planning had turned into a disaster. And somehow, in the chaos, my family had decided that my absence was part of the problem. My mom kept saying that if I had been there, I could have talked sense into Matt or at least been there to support Lisa. As if my presence alone could have fixed years of their relationship's underlying issues. I wasn't sure whether to laugh or be furious. They had spent months making it clear that I wasn't important enough to be part of Lisa's big day, yet the moment things went south, I was suddenly the missing piece? The hypocrisy was staggering. I told my dad that I was on vacation and had no plans to cut it short. Lisa had made her decision, she didn't need me then, and she certainly didn't get to summon me now just because things didn't go her way. The fallout from my response was immediate. My mom called me selfish. My aunts and uncles said I was being heartless. Even Lisa, who had ignored me for months, suddenly decided I was the worst sister in the world for not rushing to comfort her. But I held my ground. I had spent too long being treated as an afterthought. If they wanted me in their lives, it had to be on equal terms, not just when they needed something from me. And just when I thought the drama was over, I learned a shocking truth about why Matt had left, and it changed everything. When I got back from my vacation, I braced myself for the inevitable confrontation. My parents had been relentless in their messages, alternating between guilt-tripping and outright anger. Lisa, from what I heard, had been inconsolable since the wedding disaster. But what I didn't expect was for Matt himself to reach out to me. He sent me a long message, apologizing for everything, his sudden departure, the way things went down, and for putting me in the middle of it. I was confused. Why was he apologizing to me? That's when he dropped the bombshell. Matt hadn't just left because of cold feet. He had left because, in his words, he had finally woken up. He told me he had been feeling uneasy about the wedding for months, but Lisa and my parents had pressured him into going through with it. The more he thought about it, the more he realized that he wasn't marrying Lisa because he truly wanted to, he was marrying her because he was afraid of disappointing everyone. And in the days leading up to the wedding, something clicked. He told me that one of the biggest things that made him pause was how Lisa treated me. He said he saw the way she excluded me from the wedding, how she barely acknowledged my existence, and it made him realize something huge: Lisa wasn't just dismissive to me. She was dismissive to anyone who didn't fit her perfect image. He said he started looking back at their relationship and seeing all the times she ignored his concerns, all the times she prioritized how things looked over how he actually felt. "I kept thinking about you," he admitted. "And how unfair it was that your own sister could treat you like that. And I realized, she does that to me too." I was stunned. All this time, I had thought Lisa's wedding was just about her usual favoritism, but it was more than that. It was about control. She wanted the perfect wedding, the perfect life, and anyone who didn't fit into that got pushed aside. Including me. Including Matt. I didn't know what to say. Part of me felt bad for Lisa, but another part of me knew she had done this to herself. She had created an environment where love wasn't the priority, appearances were. And that's why her wedding fell apart. When I told my parents what Matt had said, they refused to believe it. They called him a liar, said he was just making excuses for abandoning Lisa. But I saw the truth. And for the first time in my life, I didn't care if they believed me or not. Lisa eventually stopped speaking to me altogether, blaming me for turning Matt against her. My parents still hold a grudge, but honestly, I don't regret a thing. For once, I chose myself. And I'm never going back.